Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. In today's video I'm going to show you how to make this cute 3D beaded cocktail glass. Very cute, very sparkly. So to make one of these you're going to need some size 11 seed beads in a clear colour for the glass. I'm using this one that's got the rainbow finish, that's what makes it sparkly in the flash. And then a colour for the cocktail, I'm using this dark pink. You'll also need some orange, size 11 seed beads, these are all size 11, for the little orange slice on the side. And then another colour, any colour that you want, I'm using this sparkly hex cut silver for this stem where I attach the jump ring. So then you will need a jump ring, and if you want to turn these into earrings or whatever it is you want to do, you'll need that as well. And then you'll need a size 12 beading needle, and I'm using £6 fireline for this. I'll tell you the amounts as we go because there's two separate pieces of thread for each part, so I'll tell you the lengths as we go. And that's everything, so let's get started. So you begin by picking up your needle and threading 30 inches of thread onto your needle. That's 30. And then pick up 3 of your clear seed beads, slide those down onto your thread until there's about 4 inches remaining at the end, and then you're going to sew up through the first bead. It's going to bring them into a triangle. Now picking up one, coming out of this one on the bottom, I'm going to go straight through the next one in the circle. Again picking up one, now coming out here, straight through the next one in the circle, and doing that one more time. So we're coming out of this one now, here, straight through the next one and up into the one above as well, like that. Okay, so now you have this time picking up 2 beads. We're coming out of here, you're going to skip over one, go through the next one on the corner. Again picking up 2, did I say 1? Pick up 2. Skipping over one, going through that next one on the corner. And picking up 2, we're coming out of here, skip over one, go through the next one and up into the one above as well, like that. So now we have this time picking up one, coming out of here, go straight down through the next one. Picking up one, now you're coming out of here, you need to skip that one underneath and go through the next one. Again picking up one, this time we're here, we're going to go straight through the next one. And then picking up one, coming out of here, you're going to skip over one and through the next one. This time picking up one and going straight down through the next bead. Now picking up one, skipping over one, through the next one, and it's the end of the row, so up into the one above as well. That's called stepping up. So we have this, pull it nice and tight. This is what we have. So for this row you're going to pick up 2, coming out of here, skip over one and go through the next one. Again picking up 2, skipping over one, go through the next one. Oops. Again pick up 2, skip over one through the next one, picking up two, skipping over one through the next one, pick up two, skip over one through the next one, and finally picking up two, skip over one through the next one and up into the one above, like that. Pull that tight. You should have this. We're actually going to move from here through one more bead. So your thread should be coming out of one of those groups of two that we added in the previous row. We're going to go through all of those groups of two together as if they're one bead. So picking up one, skipping over one, going through the next two, if you see what I mean. Pick up one, skip over one, go through the next two. Pick up one, skip over one, through the next two. Pick up one, skip over one, through the next two. Pick up one, skip over one, through the next two. Pick up one, skip over one, through the next two, and up into the one above as well. Step up, ready to start the next row. Okay, again, pull that nice and tight. So you should have this. This time we're going to do groups of two again. So picking up two, skipping over two underneath and going through that next single bead on the top row. Pick up two, skip over two and through the next single bead. I'm going to do that all the way around. So picking up two, skip over two, through the next one. Pick up two, skip over two, through the next one. Pick up two, skip over two, through the next one. And finally, picking up two, skipping over two, through the next one, and up through the two above that as well. Ready to start the next row. Okay, and then pull that really tight. Now you should have this. So this time picking up one, skipping over one and going through the next two beads. Pick up one, skip over one, through the next two. Pick up one, skip over one, through the next two. Doing that all the way around, picking up one, through the next two on the top row. Pick up one, skip over one, through the next two. And finally for that row, picking up one, skipping over one, through the next two. And then it's the end of the row, so you need to step up as well into the one above, like that. Okay, pull that nice and tight. And you should have this. This row we're doing single beads again, but you've got those gaps of two, so you're coming out of here, you're skipping two and going through the next single bead. It's going to cinch it in and start to create the curvy shape of the glass. Doing that all the way around, so picking up one, skipping over two, through the next one. Picking up one, skipping two, through the next one, and so on until you get round to the end of the row. So when you add the last bead, again, like always, skip over two, through the next one, and up into the one above. Always remember to step up at the end of each row or you'll get lost of where you are. Pull that tight, and now you have this. So again, picking up single beads now, picking up one. This time we're just skipping over one and into the one after that. Picking up one, skipping over one and through the next one. Picking up one, skipping over one, through the next one. Picking up one, skipping over one, through the next one. Pick up one, skip over one, through the next one. And again, picking up one, skipping over one, through the next one and up into the one above. So this is what you have. So the next row is going to be the same again. Just pick up one, skip over one, through the next one. And it's going to start to build upwards now. Picking up one, skipping over one, through the next one, all the way around. Adding my third bead, fourth bead, fifth bead, and my final sixth bead. And when you add your last bead of each row, make sure you're stepping up into the bead above. That's always going to be the first bead you added in that row. And that's going to be where you start your next row from. So we have this, we've got those 6 beads that we're working with, that if you turn it this way you can see they sit up higher than the ones below. So for the next 3 rows you're going to do exactly the same thing again. So do 3 more rows of picking up one, skipping over one, through the next one. When you get to the end of each row, don't forget to step up, and then I'll show you what to do next. So once you've done that, it should look like this. So now it looks like a cute little vase or something. So you should be coming out of one of those beads on the top row, right there. You're going to start this next row by picking up 2, skipping over one and going through the next one. Then you're just going to pick up 1, skip over one and through the next one. And then picking up 2, skipping over one and through the next one. Then picking up 1, oops, skipping over one, through the next one. Pick up 2, skip over one, through the next one. Oops. And finally, picking up 1, skipping over one, through the next one, and up into the one above. So you're here, now move through 1 more bead. So you're coming out of that first group of 2 that we added. So we have this, then picking up 1, skipping over one, going through the next one. Then picking up 1, skipping over one, going through the next 2. Pick up 1, skip over one, through the next 1. Pick up 1, skip over one, through the next 2. Pick up 1, skip over one, through the next one. Pick up 1, skip over one, through the next 2. And last one of the row, so up into the one above as well. Pull that nice and tight, and you should have this. So this is the basic shape of the top of our glass, like this. So from here, you're going to move down through 1 bead. So you're coming out of this one that sits lower underneath, and then you're going to pick up 1 of your pink colour. So coming out of this one, you're going to skip that one above and go through the next 2, like that, directing your needle to be coming out in the middle of the glass, because you want that bead, just encourage it to sit on that side, on the inside of your glass, like that. Then you're going to pick up 1, again you're coming out here, skipping that one above, and going through the next one after. So coming out of here, skipping that one above and going through the next one in the middle. And again, just to make sure it sits in the centre. Picking up one, now coming out of here, skip that one above, go through the next two this time. Again, make sure it sits in the middle. Picking up one, skipping the next one, going through the one after that. Picking up one, skipping the next one, going through the following two, and then finally picking up one, skipping that one, going through the next one, and then up into the first pink one that we added as well. Might have to do that in 2 moves. Okay, now what you want to do is circle through all of those pink beads to bring them together into the middle. Pull it really tight, so now you have this. Got a little hole in the middle, and this is what we're working with. So now, before you fill in that hole, you need to, so you can see I've got some of the pink, I don't know if you can see, but you can kind of see the pink goes down through the middle, just so that it looks more like the drink is really in there all the way through. So all I do is thread 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads onto my needle, slide those down, just like that. So we're coming out of one of these pink beads. Then take your needle through this hole in the middle, just make sure it pops out the centre of that original triangle where your tail thread's coming out of. Okay, pull that through, pull it really tight, and you might have to use your fingers as you pull it to just pull those through to the middle, like that. So now when you look from the side, you do see a shine of pink in there as well. Now I'm coming out of the bottom here, I'm just going to go through any one of those 3 beads that's in that original triangle, and then poke my needle back through there and all the way up. It doesn't matter if you go through those pink beads in the middle or not. So I'm coming back out the top here, and then I'm going to move through one of the pink beads on that top circle. So I'm back up here, we've got the nice pink shine coming through the middle. Now we're going to add our orange slice. Okay, so coming out of this pink bead, I'm just going to take my needle and poke it underneath this edge row of beads, if you see what I mean, so that it's coming out underneath that top row there of beads. I'm doing it in this group of 2 that sits down rather than on one of these single beads that's a little bit higher. So then you're going to pick up 5 orange beads and do the same again, so looping round and taking your needle under there, making sure it's catching those threads. So you have this, going to circle through that a few times, well, just a couple of times really, just until you feel like that's really secure. Now that's the top part of our glass done, and then we can tie off this thread. So I'm just going to move my needle from wherever you are just down into the glass a little bit. Okay, and then when you're ready to tie your knot, you can do this anywhere. It's kind of hard to see, but you've got a thread that's connecting the bead that you're coming out of to the next one. You need to catch that thread with your needle, so take your needle under the thread. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but my needle's gone under those threads. Pull that through and you'll create a small loop. You're going to go through that loop from bottom to top. I go through it twice. I know everybody ties their knots in a different way. I've always done it like this, and after you've pulled it tight, move your needle through a couple of beads, pull it really tight, and as you can see the knot does vanish inside a bead. So I know some people don't like to tie double knots like that in case you can see the knots, but it does vanish inside the bead, so I always do as many of those as I can to make it really secure. And then always before you cut your thread, make sure you've moved your needle away from your final knot so it's less likely to unravel. So then you can cut that thread. Now, just to get it out of the way, I would say do the same thing with your tail thread. So thread your needle onto there and tie some knots and cut that off in the same way, and then I'll show you how to add the stem of the glass. Okay, so I've cut the threads off of this, and now I've threaded my needle onto a second piece of thread which is about 18 to 20 inches long, and you're going to pick up 3 of your clear beads, slide those down until you've got 4 inches left, and then go up through the first one like we did before. So you have this. Now I'm going to pick up 1, go straight through the next one. Okay, and do that 2 more times, picking up 1, straight through the next one, pick up 1, straight through the next one, and up into the one above as well. Now picking up 3 beads, coming out of here, skipping over 1 through the next one, picking up 3, skipping over 1 and going through the next one, picking up 3, skipping over 1 through the next one. Okay, so we have this. Now I'm going to move back into one of those beads here, which is in that middle triangle where we started. So we have this. Okay, so we're here in the middle. I want you to take your needle from this bead and poke it through the centre. Like that. Now you're going to pick up 6 of your clear beads, slide those down, and then taking the other half of your thingamajig, sticking your needle straight through that central triangle again until your needle comes out the top there. Okay, and pull that tight until it's all meeting each other, there's no gaps, and then go through one of those pink beads at the top and then back down through the centre. This time when you come out the bottom, make sure your needle goes down through all 6 of those beads you added in the stem. Doesn't matter if it comes loose like this. Pull it all tight. So you have this. Now you're going to stick your needle through the base to the other side. And it needs centering. So right now it's attached to this one bead where we started from. I'm just going to attach it to any one of those other in the triangle and keep repeating these steps until it's attached to all 3 of those beads in that central triangle. So stick your needle back through. And back up all 6 beads, back up through the centre. Okay, again go through one of these pink beads and then back down. And through all 6, and back through the centre. Sorry, I was off camera there. You need to have a close look with your magnifying glass, figure out which bead it still needs to be attached to. Attach it to that final bead, just going to centre it a little bit more. Needle straight back down through all of those beads and up to the top. Okay, pull that nice and tight now. You should have this. Now you're coming out the centre here. I'm going to go through one of those pink beads, any one of those, doesn't matter. Then you're going to pick up one, and we're coming out of this one in this direction. You need to find the one opposite and go through it in the same direction. Oops. So that sits in the middle. Go back through that bead you just added and back into the one that it's coming out of over here, but it's coming out of this side. You need to go through the other side like that. And then you're going to go back up into that bead again one more time. Now we're going to pick up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 beads. Slide those all the way down. Now this is your other colour that you've chosen for to attach your jump ring. So picking up 4 of those and then picking up 2 more, holding those on your needle, and sew back down through those 4 that you just added. Okay, if it does this, just hold on to those 2 that were separate and pull it down like that slowly until it all meets. So you have this. Now you need to go back into the bead this pink one in the middle, but they're already connected to that side, so you need to go through the other side. Just going to pull it into the centre a little bit and make it sit nicer. Now you're going to go back up through those 4 beads and into one of the 2 extra that you added. And then picking up your jump ring, going down through that other one on the other side. So you have that, back up through the one on this side, through the jump ring, down through the one on the other side. Just keep repeating that till you feel like your jump ring's secure and it's not going to slip off the thread. And then it's all finished. So then what you need to do is move your thread back down here into the piece and weave your way around, tie your knots in the same way, do the same thing with this thread, and then we're all done. So once you've done all that, then that's your cocktail glass all finished. So this is the one we made today. So sparkly. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry it took so long to get it out. I had loads of issues with filming and editing, but I've finally got around to refilming it, so hopefully this time it works out. So comment down below anything else you'd like to see, especially coming up for Halloween, autumn videos. I'd love your ideas and suggestions. You can leave them in the comments below. You can follow me on Instagram at Beading by Hannah, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you enjoyed to see more of my videos, you can also become a member now to get early access to videos. And thanks so much for watching, everyone. See you next time. Bye.